So if you're like me, you grew up in the time of the LGB, right? I remember when I was growing up and when I was younger, I always heard about LGB, okay? And I always knew what it was. I knew what pride was and all that kind of stuff. But over the last like 10 years, I would say, it's just been added on to the point where now it's starting to get ridiculous, right? And it's also kind of where the LGB, they're very different to the rest of it as well, right? Because LGB, lesbian, gay, bisexual, is your sexual orientation. That's what it is. It's who you're attracted to. If you're a lesbian, you're a female who's attracted to other women. If you're gay, that means you're a dude and you're attracted to other dudes. And if you're bisexual, it means that, hey, you'll take whatever you can get. But then when it comes to trans, Q for queer, the I for whatever the hell that, I don't even know what the I stands for. I've got no goddamn idea what that stands for. But all the rest of them, they're not sexual orientation. It's ideology. It's how someone identifies themselves, which is just completely different. And for a long time now, well, mainly more in recent times, I would say, because for a long time, a lot of these people, a lot of the lesbian, gay, and bisexual people, they were kind of afraid to speak out against this and didn't want to speak out against the way that the whole, community was going. And they didn't really like in the direction that it was going. But now there has been a whole entire movement that has started out from this, and it has grown, especially over the last couple years. And now there's been a video that was put out by this page on Twitter, which is the LGB International, where it says lesbian, gay, and bisexual people are declaring our independence, and they put this video out on their page.
Declaramos a independência LGBT porque tudo bem meninos gostarem de bonecas e meninas odiarem vestidos.
We are declaring our independence because we're tired of people who aren't lesbian, gay, or bisexual speaking for us in our name.
Vi bryter oss loss för att homo- och bisexuella har olika åsikter, men HBTQI är ett åsiktspaket.
女同性恋和男同性恋逐渐失去立足之地，因此我们在此宣告 LGB 正式独立。
Обявяваме независимост на ЛГБ общността, защото еднополовите връзки се нуждаят от правен статут навсякъде.
Declaramos la independencia LGB porque los derechos que tanto nos ha costado conseguir están siendo amenazados por la identidad de género.
The LGB declaring independence, because being a feminine man doesn't make you a female.
Parce que les espaces lesbiens accueillent désormais des hommes.
We're declaring LGB independence because we've had enough of pronouns.
Porque homens não podem ser lésbicas.
Porque los derechos de los homosexuales no están en contra de los derechos de las mujeres.
Omdat wij graag gendernormen slopen, niet onze lichamen.
Dichiariamo l'indipendenza LGB perché ci siamo stufati.
Vi løsriver oss fordi jenter skal kunne bryte med stereotypiske kjønnsroller uten å tro at de må endre på kroppene sine.
Nous déclarons notre indépendance lesbienne, gay et bisexuelle parce que dans 64 pays du monde, l'homosexualité masculine reste encore pénalisée par la loi.
Vi lyser med vores selvstændighed, til at der ingen kendsagn.
Because wealthy legacy LGBTQ+ organizations have betrayed the same-sex attracted population.
Rydym yn datgan annibyniaeth LGB i amddiffyn ein gwagleoedd a diogelu ein hawliau.
For de børn og unge, der ikke passer ind i den kønsstereotype opfattelse af mænd og kvinder, de fejler ikke noget.
We are going global. Why? Because gay teens aren't sick anywhere around the world. Welcome, LGB International.
And you know what? I don't blame them for this. I honestly don't. For many reasons as well, okay? And one of the reasons is that for a long time, a lot of these people who are lesbian, gay, and bisexual, all they really wanted was that they were discriminated against. A long time ago, though. A very long time ago, they were discriminated against. And all they wanted was that they just wanted to not be discriminated against and just want to be able to get married. And that was it. That's all they want. They did not want anything else. They're just like, hey, I'm a dude. I just want to go and be able to suck some other dude's dick and not get my head chopped off for it. And if I want to marry him, I want to be able to marry him. And everyone went, you know what? It doesn't bother me. Even though I might disagree with it, I might not like it. Hey, you know what? That's absolutely fine. If that's in your personal, as long as you're not bothering me. And they're like, yeah, we don't want to bother you. I just want to go suck some dick. And that's about it. And we'll just kind of like, yeah. You know what? You go ahead and do that. But then when it came to all these other stuff that started to add in, like the trans, the queer, And now in this day and age, with all these motherfucking pronouns, with the they, thems, the zers, I've seen one where it's turtle, star, the infinite number of fucking genders that are out there, people are starting to get sick of it, because now it's not of like a, hey, just let me do what I want. Let me go, you know, as a dude, suck some dick. That's not what it is anymore. It's, hey, you must conform and accept to who I am, or else I will call you bigoted. I will try and get you cancelled. I'll try and get you fired. How dare, wait, what is it? You thought that I was a man? How dare you misgender me and think that I'm a man, when as a matter of fact, I'm a woman. And I reckon that a lot of the hate that has now started to increase, because I would say that when it comes to the LGBT community, is that the hate for them, it like went like this about 10-15 years ago. It dipped, and then over the last few years it's kind of started to go back up for the hate that people have for a lot of these people. And I would say that majority of it stems from people like the trans community and like the other communities of when it comes to these queer people and all these people who want to, you know, identify with all these different weird pronouns, and they want to have this and they want to have that, and they want things to conform to them, and they want the world to wrap around them. And then no longer is it the pride community, it's the fucking alphabet community. I don't even think it is the LGBTQ anymore. Apparently there's a 2 that's at the fucking start of it as well. It's like the 2 LGBTQIA. Fuck it, they had to end up adding a plus to it, because they're just like, hey, before you know it, we're going to use every word in the alphabet, which is why a lot of people now just end up calling it the alphabet community. And there's been a lot of people for a long time now who are part of the LGB who are kind of sick of it, because they feel like that they've been getting a lot of shit and that they've been dragged in the mud, mainly because there's been a lot of people who are in this, like, you know, the TQIA plus community who are mainly causing all the problems. And you know what? I have to agree with it, because like I said, is that a lot of these lesbian, gay and bisexual people, they're just like, hey, I just want to date someone of the same gender, and that's about it. Like, I've even seen a couple videos that have circulated around online of these older people who are gay and talking about how they hate all these identities in this day and age.
How do you identify?
Gay.
Same. What is the current LGBT acronym?
I don't know. It's LGBZ.
LGBZ.
I don't know. And you're gay, you're straight, or bi. That's about it. The youth today needs to have all their own little whatevers.
Why do you think they need that?
I don't know.
I think they have no idea who they are, and they need community and purpose, and they need something to fight for, so they feel they feel like the saviors. Yeah.
Denied, you know, their own. They don't need it. They just can just be. It's great to be gay. Just be gay.
Just be gay. It's that simple. The current LGBT acronym, by the way, just in case you didn't know, is this: LGBTQIP2SAA, pansexual.
Oh.
Would you agree with me when I say that LGBT acceptance in society is going down?
Yes.
Why do you think that is?
We got what we wanted. We wanted equality. We wanted acceptance.
Right. They didn't let me film. They didn't let me film in here because I disagree with some of them politically. They kicked me out and they gave me my money back. What do you think about that?
I think that's ridiculous. Everyone has the right to say what they want to say.
And I think that the mentality of this, like this older gentleman right here, is that a lot of even younger people part of this LGB, they've had these same thoughts for a long time. But the reason why they never really voiced it is because they were scared to speak out, because they felt like, hey, if I speak out against this, I'm going to be, you know, ostracized from my own community. I'm going to be called, you know, homophobic, even though I myself might be gay. Like, that's what these people were thinking for a long time. Because the pendulum has started to swing a lot in recent times, I feel like that is the reason why that they have started to split from this. And there's been a lot of talk about the LGB wanting to split away from the TQIA plus community. And you know what? I think that this video is great, and I would be in full support of it. You know, I wear a cross around my neck. I may be Christian, but hey, I don't really care what people do in their spare time. Okay, when it comes to the LGB, like I said, is that majority of them they're just like, hey, I want to date someone of the same gender, or date, you know, someone of the same gender and then go date someone of the other gender, and that's about it. But when it comes to the people of you know, them wanting you to conform to everything that they do, and they want the whole entire world to change to their ideology, and all of them have these different wild ass fucking ideologies of all these goddamn like 50 million pronouns, well then that's when it starts to get ridiculous. And then they start wanting to involve kids into it. Then they start wanting to put, you know, men's into women's sports. They're allowing, you know, men's into women's dressing rooms just by saying that they have different genders. I've even seen in recent times that like men in prisons, they can all of a sudden say that, hey, I identify as a woman, then they'll chuck him into a female prison, and then what happens? That dude gets a whole load of women pregnant. So I mean, it's like it's obviously that it started to go into a ridiculous direction, which is why they want to create their independence from the rest of it. And I definitely think that if this keeps growing online and a lot more videos keep getting made about this, that it will get to a lot larger. Because I still feel like I said, is that there are a lot of people who are lesbian, gay, and bisexual who are still scared to speak out about this because they don't want to be ostracized. But I think that if more people come out and say that, hey, like, you know, if you are a lesbian, gay, or bisexual person, you say, hey, I'm sick of the rest of these people dragging us through the mud, eventually it will split. Eventually it will. Like, I've even seen like a very popular flag that's going around of where it's stitched up and it's made to be the original pride flag and not the monstrosity that it has fucking become today. But I would definitely like to hear what you guys think about all this down below. Are you someone who is lesbian, gay, and bisexual, and what do you think about this whole entire situation? If you're not, I'd still like to hear what you have to think. That's going to be for me. Make sure you like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Peace out.